Mr. Wolin, yesterday Mr. Liu said senior aides at the White House, the Treasury Department, and the IRS debated the best way to break this news. When Ms. Lerner gave the speech and you had the planted question how you were going to spin this, how you were going to bring this forward, were you involved in those discussions on how this story was going to break to the American people?
No, I was not involved in those.
So you weren't one of the people at Treasury involved, even though it's your responsibility to oversee the IRS?
Congressman, there were, and I think there's been press reporting on this, conversations among folks in the Chief of Staff's office and among lawyers about these questions, and I was not directly involved in those conversations, no.
Who at Treasury was?
Well, I think, again, we'll work with you to get the names, Congressman, but it were people in the Chief of Staff's office.
Do you know how the name Celia Rhodey, she was the person who planted the question, you know how she was chosen? And why she was chosen?
Congressman, I had no involvement, no knowledge of that until we learned about it probably together when there was testimony from Mr. Miller on that question. I have no knowledge of that.
Thank you. Mr. George, following up on Mr. Pocan, just one quick thing. I had our staff check, and Citizens United was decided and announced on 21 January 2010, and the IRS began targeting Tea Party groups in March of 2010. Isn't that correct?
I'm not sure of the date of the...
But the first file pulled, according to Ms. Paz, would have been that less than 2 months later.
Well, I'm not sure of the date of the issuance of the Supreme Court.
Oh, no, we can all get that at Google.
Right.
That's a fact online. But essentially, if there's a coincidence, the IRS began targeting in less than 60 days Tea Party groups after Citizens United was started. I would assume that it's awful hard to have this supposed exponential increase in applications in less than 60 days, especially since they had gathered starting with application 1. Isn't that essentially, without exceeding what Mr. Connolly would agree to, if there's a coincidence, isn't that the coincidence that it happened so close to the deciding of a Supreme Court case, not to the increase in applications?
It does seem coincidental, sir.
Thank you.